What's going on YouTube? Got a video here of not the teardown, but the putting back together of my Small Sebenza. I just got this recently, so I'm cleaning it up, and then I was about to put it together, and I was like, hey, maybe I'll just make a video. Somebody had asked me, how I grease up my knives with this finish line. So I'm going to be using this on the Sebenza and putting it together. John on J Davis 8882, he did a cleaning of his, and it's a great video, so go check it out. Check his video out, because he did a different method of cleaning and maintaining his knife. He didn't do the full teardown. He just kept the scales together during the entire time, and he just pulled the blade out. So if you just open or loosen the screws just a tiny bit on near the pivot, then it works just as well. But for me, I definitely like doing a thorough cleansing, and then while it was apart, I was like, definitely I'll just show you guys everything. I think there are plenty of videos out there as well that have just instructions on how to take it down. You can see the heat treat that Chris Reeve does on his lock bar face. So you see it's shiny there. So that's how his lock bar doesn't, or lock bar face doesn't get softened by consistent use. Chris Reeve Sebenza are definitely knives that are meant to be used for EDC, so everyday opening and closing and things like that. So anyway, and then I also polished up these washers, these perforated washers, just on one side, kind of as J Davis suggested. I just kind of rolled it around on my strap very easily, just like this, and circled them back and forth. And so I'm going to put it back together and see how everything fares. And I'm just assuming it's going to work just fine, but basically from the ground up, see how everything goes. All right, so here we go. So you just put the pivot on, the pivot screw, female screw first, and I just put a tiny little bit of the finish line around. And then you can put the bushing over the screw like that, and then place the washer again with the smooth side up. So you don't need too much on the back side, because that's not where the knife is going to be pivoting around. So you just put some extra grease around here, and as most people know, you get the grease stuck in those little holes right there, and it just holds that grease in for a long time. And then from here, I put the so what I actually do is I typically put grease around inside the detent here. I put a little bit in just so that it runs along the ball of the detent, and then I just kind of scrub a little bit of grease along the track, so as the detent ball runs along the blade, it's smooth. It's smooth as well, so hopefully it captures it on camera. So I put a little bit of grease there, and then a little bit of grease where the washer is going to be running, and then I put a little bit along these sides here. Okay. And I just dropped the blade in there, and then some of the grease will kind of come up on that bushing, which is totally fine. Throw the other screw on there, and then you can throw your another kind of bushing that goes on the lock bar stop, and then close it up again. So this will hold it all secure in place. It's going to be fine. After that, then I just put a little bit of grease along this track right here. It's probably too much. But just make sure that the bushing is nice and greased up. It's probably pretty much all the grease that you need. And then you put this one down, again shiny side down. And then because of that bushing inside, it's just going to sit perfectly on there, and it's not going to move. After that, put the last screw in there, put the back spacer or that pillar standoff, and then you just set the scale on. And then I kind of just loosen the bar a little bit to put the knife down. Let's try that again. Alright. Pretty much looks like everything's in place. And then, oh, I forgot my little... That was the whole reason why I took this apart. Was so I could put in my little lanyard pillar thing here. So put that in. I'm not a lanyard guy, but I really like this little lanyard pin thing. I think it's a pretty cool feature. It's kind of a pain in the butt. Alright, let's try that again. There we go. Alright, so let's try putting this all together again. It's probably one of the easiest knives to take down and to put back together, from my experience. You know, that's one of the beauties about the frame lock, just less moving parts and all that kind of stuff. So, so now all the screws are in place, and then just crank it down. There's really no way to over tighten these bolts here. Alright, everything's in. It's just smooth as silk, perfectly centered as always. And the grease is just, it's totally fine. Flips out perfect, very smooth. Yeah, so this is going to be my EDC for some time. Just retrying out the small Sebenza, getting a feel for it. I'm going to compare it, have some comparison shots with my Beast and some of my smaller knives out there. So just seeing how it fares. So yeah, I had a micarta Small Sebenza before, and I sold it, and just been having a hankering for another Small Sebenza. So alright guys, I'll have a review on the Small Sebenza by itself later on down the road. Alright, you guys take care, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on the next vid. Bye.